Don't lie to them.
Okay, don't have fun. Stop. He's very good.
Alrighty, so Miss, you will be in charge of this rope. Make sure it's not falling to the river. By the way, I'm just kidding. I'm rocking. ¿Tú no hablas inglés? Alrighty, boy, y'all ready to go? Alright, well, I hope you have a great time, and please bring the boat back safely. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright, Spider-Man, you're in charge of the boat. You're in charge of the boat. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. How y'all doing today? Doing good? Doing hot? Oh, trust me, I know. Right now I'm singing to the window, to the wall. Alright, well, I will be your boat captain for this tour. If y'all like to, you can call me Captain Aaron, or you could also say Captain Aaron. And by the way, I am a native to San Antonio, so hola, me llamo Aaron Mateo Estrada Cárdenas. Perdón, no los pedimos, no sabe nada. Alright, so now I do have to go to St. Joe, so please listen up and pay attention. My number one rule, there is no standing aboard my boat unless you're me. And also, please keep everything inside of the wooden rails at all times. Don't worry though, you are able to relax your arms on these wooden rails. I only have this rule because there are a lot of people that like to drop their cell phones inside of this water. And also, if you were to find yourselves inside of this river at any point during your visit here to the Riverwalk, do not panic. Stand up, get out. The depth of the river here is only 4 feet to 5 feet deep. And yes, we do have life jackets aboard the boat. Inside of the hatches over here on my right and left side. They have never been used before, and we will try to keep it that way. And also, if you are to get caught using any tobacco products here on the Riverwalk, it could get you to a $200 fine for using any cigarettes, cigars, e-cigarettes, vaping, and even dipping. Up to a $200 fine. And by the way, this is San Antonio, Texas, not California, Colorado, or Vegas. If you were to get caught using a 420 product, marijuana, it could be a little higher. There you go, some of you guys. Now, are y'all ready for the narrated tour? Oh, come on, where's the enthusiasm? Y'all ready? There we go, that's better. Alright, so y'all have now entered the Arneson River Theater, which was completed in 1941, and the stage you see over here to my right side was used in the movie Miss Congeniality, starring Sandra Bullock during the bikini competition scene. Gotcha, I remember it. Now my wife, she remembers it this way. The judge is asking the contestant, what is your ideal date? And her response to that was, April 25th. Because it's not too high, not too cold, just enough for a light jacket. I've practiced that voice for 2 years, almost there. By the way, you see that footbridge behind me? That footbridge is known as Rosita's Bridge. It is named after a very famous Tejano pioneer known as Rosita Fernandez. She had sang and danced in a summer-long performance known as Fiesta Noche de Rio for about 25 years. And over here to my right side is the Briscoe Western Arts Museum, which should open October 2013, and inside houses Pancho Villa's last known saddle and Santa Anna's ceremonial sword. And also inside, there is an interactive diorama of the Battle of the Alamo. And an old-style rotary phone. When I say an old-style rotary phone, I'm not talking to that rotary phone you pick like this. I'm talking to the rotary phone you pick like a candlestick rotary phone and pick a cup, put it to your ear, and you gotta crank it. And yes, the museum will lay 12 there. And by the way, this building had originally opened up from 1930 to 1968 as the San Antonio Public Library. And during its time, it was said to have been the tallest building because of how many stories it held. Now thank y'all for not giving me a standing ovation for that joke, especially right here, because where the support beams are located makes it the lowest bridge on the river. It is also one of the 5 Rosetta bridges we have left on the river. which means it is not held together through welding, but through rivets. I know, it's quite riveting. Now the island you see over here to my right side is known as Marriage Island, because on average a year there are about 300 ceremonies that take place on this island. There are weddings and proposals. And it is said that if you were to get married on this island, it would bring you good luck for the rest of your marriage. Personally, I do pray that's true, because my wife and I got married on that island almost 2 years ago. And when we had heard that it brings you good luck for the rest of your marriage, we decided on testing that luck out. First for the honeymoon out in Vegas, then for anniversary on Louisiana Marchville. Wink gambling. Yeah, they weren't talking about that type of luck. We actually just finished recovering financially from Vegas like 9-10 months ago. Now, for those of y'all that are looking for a place to sleep for the night, I just wanted to tell you that I do not recommend this building in front of us. Because that is the Bexar County Courthouse. And it opened up in 1897, and it is the oldest continuously running courthouse here in Texas. It is made out of granite and red sandstone. And for that roofing, it is made out of green and red tiling. Okay, so y'all know that Salino filmed here in San Antonio? Okay, so you already know Miss Congeniality was filmed here. Did you know Cloak and Dagger was? The 1980 film? Knight Rider 3? Spy Kids 1 and 2? That's right. I got a question for y'all. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Look to the building to my left and look all the way up. Yeah. See the gargoyle at the very top of the building? Guess what? This building, it was not used in the movie. That's in New York. This is the Tower Light Building, and it was completed in 1929 on close to $3 million. And the owners of the building at the time were the Smith brothers, who were very superstitious people. That is why they had added the gargoyles at the very top of the building, and those faces you see underneath the second-story windows. Those faces are called grotesques, and they are there to ward off bad luck and bad business. Can anybody here tell me what happened in 1929 when that building was completed and close to $3 million? Stock market crash, the Great Depression had occurred, and to sell the Smith and Young building for close to 10 cents to the dollar. And the building over here to my right is the International Center, which houses the trade offices of Canada, United States, and Mexico. And here on the river level, it is currently flooded. Because this is where we store boats at the end of the night. We charge them up like little phones. Because these boats here, all electric. That's why they're so quiet. Speaking of quiet, honk of the horn. 3, 2, 1! Hey, so can you believe it? There are 16 AAA batteries powering this boat. Nah, just kidding, but not AAA batteries. They are a little bit bigger than a car-sized battery. There are 8 of them over here on the left, 8 of them over here on the right. So if we go down, it will be quite shocking. Now, y'all have passed over floodgate number 4, which rises out of the water like a little drawbridge, and floodgate 5, which is behind me. Do you see how it looks like a little drop-off back there? That's because it is. It's a 15-foot drop. That is why I'm not taking out back there. And the reason why we have flood control here in San Antonio is all because of the massive flood that had occurred in September of 1921, where the floodwaters were so bad, it was 9 feet above street level. Yep, and after that massive flood had occurred, a man known as Robert H.H. Hudman pitched the idea for flood control here in San Antonio. And how the flood system works is the natural bend of the river downtown like a horseshoe, like a letter U. And right now, we are currently on a man-made section that completely blocks it off like this. Because floodgate 4 will rise up, floodgate 3 just a little further down ahead will come straight down, and this will block off the downtown area for possible flooding. And it will send all of the excess water straight down south with floodgate 5. And floodgate 5 can lower 15 feet in order to match the water levels as you see here. Now, look behind me. On the Wilson Street, do you see that chain link fence behind the concrete fencing? Well, when people get married, they come over here to lock their love in a place, and they'll throw their keys into the river together. And that is supposed to signify your everlasting love for each other. But for those of you that may not believe in that everlasting true love, just put a combination lock on. Now here to my right is the Drury Plaza Hotel. And it opened up in 2007, but was originally the Alamo National Bank building in 1929. And inside of this hotel still houses the vault from the bank, but none of the money, so you cannot do a heist. And over here to the left, past the staircase and way past the trees, is the San Fernando Cathedral. And the cathedral was founded in 1731 by 16 families from the Canary Islands. And inside the cathedral houses the remains of the defenders of the Alamo. Well, most of them anyways. Because did you all know that there's two brothers lying on opposite sides of the wall of the Alamo? Well, the surviving brother had a Santa Ana, if you could bury his dead brother. Santa Ana had agreed that the rest of the bodies of the defenders of the Alamo were stacked all together and then burned. Nobody's in the tiki torches over here on my right side. Yes, that is a tiki bar called Husband's Oasis, where they only serve appetizers and drinks to the adults. And they put anybody underneath the age of 21 outside. And do you see this giant tree over here to the left? This is the oldest cypress tree on the Riverwalk. It is well over 200 years old. And it does have a couple of nicknames to it. One, it is known as the sniper tree, because during the Texas Revolution, a Mexican soldier was stationed up there with his rifle and would shoot any unsuspecting Texan over watering a horse along this area of the river. The second nickname for that tree is the Ben Milam tree. Ben Milam was an unsuspecting Texan on the river. He was a colonel during the Texas Revolution. He was recruiting members into the army along the river until December 7th of 1835. That's when he got shot in the head by the Mexican sniper, and it instantly perished from that hit shot. Don't worry, that's the only person story on this video. And behind me is floodgate number 3, where the door puts straight down, and it does take about 15 minutes to work it down. Trust me, if it is starting to flood and you're underneath that door, you don't want it to go down any faster than that. And will you all pardon me for just one moment, please? Thank you. Don't worry, I do promise you this is a clear liquid. Speaking of clear liquids, anybody here enjoy drinking alcohol so much that even if it were to become illegal again, that you would still drink it anyways? If that silence means yes, this is the perfect place for you. Behind me to the right side. That is the Esquire Tavern, and it was established in 1933. Yes, the same year the prohibition was lifted. And before the tavern was established as a tavern, it was a barber shop. And it is rumored that just 6 minutes after prohibition was lifted, the Esquire Tavern had opened up as a fully stocked bar. Just 6 minutes after prohibition was lifted. So yes, inside of the Esquire Tavern, there's still a speakeasy bar, which, let's say, lucky for you, it is only open on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. So, would you like to know the password for that speakeasy bar? That'll be $80, please. Just kidding. So you have to walk up the side of the Esquire Tavern, walk towards the restrooms, and once you see a door that reads downstairs, knock on the door 4 times and say the polar bear has risen. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend checking it out. Unless you're uncomfortable with taxidermy. In which case, then, don't go. So, who here has seen the movie Selena? Starring Jennifer Lopez? Well, for those of y'all that have seen the movie Selena, look at me. And be jealous. Yeah, because that bridge behind me was used in the movie Selena. During part of the scene with Selena Quintanilla and Chris Perez were talking on that bridge and now they should get married. And in the movie, do you remember the scene when she was sitting on it from this side and the boat captain was going underneath the bridge? Guess what? It wasn't me. Now the building you see over here to my left had opened up 16 years after the battle of the Alamo. It had opened up in 1863 as the St. Mary's School of Boys, and then had later on became St. Mary's College School of Law. And 2 graduates from the School of Law had decided on quitting their path in law and had transformed their old school into a hotel called La Mansión del Rio in 1968. But then in 2006, the Omni had bought it out and it transformed it from the La Mansión del Rio to the Omni. La Mansión del Rio. Pretty big name change, huh? Now, for those of y'all that enjoy optical illusions, look to the building to my left and look all the way up right now. I love that all the way up. This wall of it is black. It is freezing. The reason is this is iron. first opened up in 1930 as the name and it was the first hospital here in the United States to offer central air conditioning. And it was also the birthplace of the comedian Carol Burnett, Oliver North Colonel, and even the former mayor, Henry Cisneros. And by the way, the building is no longer being used as a hospital, now being transformed into a hotel. Ah, yes, the hospital being transformed into a hotel. Another possibly haunted hotel. But I do want to tell you something. That is not the worst thing here in San Antonio to be transformed into a hotel. Would you like to know the worst thing in my personal opinion? It was an old jailhouse used for public executions. And today, it's a Holiday Inn. Now, it's not the Holiday on the Riverwalk, it is the Holiday Inn Express by Travis Park. And if you are staying there or you're planning on staying there now, good luck. Now, the building you see over here to my left is the Hyatt Regency Hotel, which it opened up in 1981, and it was hoping to be 30-story tall. But today, the building is only 16-story tall. And the reason for this dramatic change is because the Alamo is a national river, and the Alamo is a war memorial, and it cannot cast a single shadow upon any war memorial at any time throughout the year. Now, if you would like to get to the Alamo from the Riverwalk, I do recommend just walking through the Hyatt, because inside the Hyatt, there's a waterway you can follow up, and once when that waterway ends, cross the street and you will be at the Alamo Plaza. But before you are able to cross the street, you'll be coming face to face with a cannon. Don't worry, it's just a picture. But behind that picture is an actual cannon, with no fuse or gunpowder, so you cannot light it. And the building you see over here to my right is the Casino Club building, which should open up in 1927 as a merger between two society clubs, and then had later on opened up as an apartment building. Has anyone here ever read a book called Roots? Or at least seen a TV show or the movie? Well, the author of the book Roots, Alex Haley, actually resided in the Casino Club building. And by the way, the building is not a casino, it's just called that. And if you're looking for Tex-Mex food, you've come to the right place. There's Tex-Mex over here to the left, over here to the right, over here to the left, and over here to the right. Yes, there's Tex-Mex, 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 and Tex-Mex. But for those of y'all that are looking for steak, seafood, and a good sweet margarita, I recommend Booze over here on my right side. They also have a really good prickly pear margarita, where I intended to only try one of them, but I did end up getting 6 of them. And on my left side is Cafe Olay, which is home to the 60-ounce margarita with 13 shots for $30. 60 ounces, 13 shots, $30, 30 And over here on my right side is the Republic of Texas, where they serve their own tequila and whiskey. And this used to be the office for Robert H.H. Hubin. You're going to be seeing a bust of him to my right side next to the stairs. That is what Robert H.H. Hubin had looked like. Do you remember him? The father and architect of the Riverwalk? The one that came up with the idea for flood control here in San Antonio? Anyways, after his plan for flood control was finally completed in 1941, 20 years after that massive flood that was 9 feet above sea level, he wanted to show everyone they could finally bring their businesses down to the river. By him placing his office on the Riverwalk, he was showing everyone that he was willing to sacrifice his property and his life. He actually spent the next 5 years on the river before the first restaurant had finally opened up, which is located over here to my right side. This is Casa Rio. Now, Casa Rio opened up in 1946, and it was also the first restaurant here on the river to offer riverside dining and river dining. Did y'all know you can go to any one of these restaurants here on the Riverwalk and request for a dinner or a cocktail boat? That rather than the chairs and benches that you are currently sitting on, we do replace them with tables and pull-out chairs. And for the dinner boats, you can have them sit up to 20 people or down to just 1. It is your choice. And for the cocktails, they can sit up to 25. All right. Ooh, looks like we got some chips over here. No, not this time, Virgie? Okay, bye. All right, so y'all are leaving the natural area of the Riverwalk, which was completed in 1941 and has a mud base. But now, y'all have entered the You will be seeing it up on the street level behind it on the left side. In just 3 seconds.
Don't plan the white plan.
Alright, look behind me. You see that red spot sculpture back there?
Yeah.
That is called the Torch of Friendship. It was given to us by a world international artist of the name Sebastian. And it is there to signify the friendship between Mexico, the United States, and Canada. No matter how complicated our friendship could be, that we still remain united even during the toughest of trials. And the Torch of Friendship was placed here in 2002, and I believe it weighs 45 tons to signify. Yes, I better keep this together. You see these two metallic flowers over here to the right side next to us? This artwork is called Bloom, placed here almost 2 years ago, and there is no history behind it at all. It is just there to look pretty. Now what I can tell you about it is the artist behind it. Her name is Leticia Puerta, and she had made it out of recycled bicycle parts. Now if you look to my right side, to the clearing of the trees, that tall tower away from the sky, doesn't it kind of look like a churro holding a cupcake? Okay, good, it's not just me. That is the Tower of the Americas, and it was built there as a staple for the World's Hemisphere of 1968. And up to the very top of that antenna, it stands at 750 feet tall. It is the second largest freestanding tower here in the United States. The first one is not the Space Needle in Seattle. It's actually the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. And the Tower of the Americas here, if you do not want to take the elevator up to the observation deck, or even to that restaurant that rotates 360 degrees every hour, then don't worry. You can just take the 952 steps. Somebody had actually ran up those steps in just 5 minutes and 18 seconds. And I'll tell you this, I'm never doing that again. I'm just kidding, this was actually on January 29th of 1981. I had a 16-year-old high schooler named Tommy Johnson. Now, you see that statue behind me to the right side of a young woman gazing into a star? Can anybody here guess the name of this statue? It's only 2 words. Stargazer. And do you see how she is made out of a dark material? That is a volcanic rock from an active volcano in Mexico. And the designer of that statue, his name is Pedro Reyes. He said that statue is up for interpretation, but she is where we want her to be. Alright, so some of you here are gonna hate me. Some of you here are gonna love me. Raise your hands if you have someone with you that will spend your money for you. If so, then I'd highly recommend for you to hide your wallets and hide your purses now, because I will be taking y'all through the mall, through the shops at River Center. Now, the shops at River Center had opened up in 1988, right as well as originally called River Center Mall. And today, inside of this mall, there are over 100 retailer stores. There are 5 restaurants on the outside of the river level alone. There are many more restaurants inside, which even includes the Canadian Busters, where you can drink and play at the same time. Oh, and parents, I am sorry for saying this for your kids. Not only is there a trampoline set inside of this mall, or a sky-high jungle gym where the kids can do a zip line on, there's also a rock climbing set, where I believe the adults can play on that one as well. There's also a Build-A-Bear workshop, an aquarium called Sea Life, a Dino Quest, and there is also a Legoland Discovery. You know, where people wait in line for lost. What are you throwing the finger at? We tell them number 1, 2. Good job, sir.